Hey, I just want to say before the podcast starts that my audio for this recording got severely messed up. I did the best I could with it, but if y'all would just please bear with me, I'd fix it the best of my abilities. Hopefully by the next episode we should have this issue fixed and it shouldn't be an issue again. That's all I have to say. Hope y'all enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Gus and Rus Show. I'm Russ.
I'm Gus.
And how have you been, Gus?
It's been boring. It's it's still kind of just locked in my house, kind of waiting for this whole thing to pass over. But so thankfully my family's still healthy, so that's good to hear.
So on my end, we're all pretty healthy. It's been I'm starting to get a little bored. I'm getting more work done, but I'm definitely bored.
Yeah, I mean it's scary times because considering it was now almost 50,000 Americans have died from COVID-19.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's around 50,000. So I think it's between 40 and 50,000 somewhere.
Yeah, so I think especially in the sense like 50,000 still died, but compared to because the initial with no social distancing, you're saying if it's 2.2 million with no measures in place would die. But we would knock it down. But this is still a crazy time.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely I think it's easily the craziest time period in our lifetimes.
Yeah, and we lived through, 9/11, the Iraq War, even 2020 so far had the threat of World War III, had the Pope getting slapped. The Pope slapped somebody.
He slapped someone, yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy year. It's a crazy past couple of years.
Oh yeah. We don't mean to bring it all down at the very beginning of this, but so what we reviewed this week, I had to review the movie Ex Machina, and what did you review, Gus?
I'd review Transmission.Alpha.Delta by the band Strung.
And as usual, you've been going first, so let's make it 3 for 3. What'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I think the Wasp album, the first one I reviewed, is still probably my favorite so far. I really dug the album. It has a pretty set professional sound to it, a very consistent sound to it the entire time. The band kind of, they go out for a set sound on this album. They do that sound really well. So if you dig the sound, if you listen to the first track and you really dig it, you'll probably dig the rest of the tracks. However, on the flip side, if you listen to the first track, Rats and Walls, and you don't like it, then you probably won't like the rest of the album. I personally really dig the sounds. The lyrics are probably a bit too emo for my taste. Figures that you would select it, but I would say I really dug the Charlie Chaplin opening. And then outside that, again, the sound is, it's really octane, it's quick, it's, I think they make a great workout album, honestly. If you're going for a run or you're going for some, a lot of reps, it really works. That's what I used to for personally. I went on I would call it a run, but a breezy jog, a very high octane breezy jog.
Around the neighborhood?
Yeah, around the neighborhood, around the corners.
Yeah, around those corners.
And overall, so I really, really dug it. The sound, the lyrics, again, are really down and depressing, so I probably wouldn't take too much time to listen to them. It's unless you want to have because that opening was a downer. These lyrics are much more so a downer. I think it deals a lot mostly with the ideas of rebellion and sort of oppression, the idea of kind of being a cog in a machine and sort of the dissatisfaction with that, which I think maybe in high school I would really dug this, but now being kind of a bit older, it's being a cog in a machine sounds really nice. You get health benefits and stuff. You get 401k for being a cog. Sounds pretty great.
Gus, to be fair, this album came out when we were juniors in high school, so this makes sense I would like this.
It does. I think, let's be honest, you now would like this. It came out last week. You would have ranted and raved because, fun fact, Russ has on the outside, he looks like a 35-year-old middle-aged man going through his third divorce, but on the inside, he's a 15-year-old emo girl who writes Harry Potter fan fiction on Wattpad.
The sad thing is that that's the most accurate description I've ever been told myself, literally ever. And I wish I could deny any of that. It's all true. What would you say you like this album more than the last album?
Yes, I definitely. I mean, I dug the vocals a lot more than Jake Bugg. I dug the sounds a lot more. Like I think the thing is, again, like it has a consistency to it that I really appreciate in terms of just sound and quality that I think Bugg kind of lacked. I mean, granted, this is like their like fifth album, I think, fourth or fifth album. Like, they've been in the band for almost 20 plus years by this point. And Jake Bugg, that was like his second, so I wasn't going to judge him too harshly on that. But when you're dealing with a band that's kind of been around for a few decades, you can definitely notice that. And I think that's kind of the main compliment I can give this album is it's a uniform, consistent sound and tone, style, and it's just a matter of whether or not you like the style or you dislike the style. So it's like, I mean, it's going to watch, like, I guess you compare to anything like, a Michael Bay movie or a Fast and Furious movie, where it's like, if you watch them and you like them, you're going to probably like most of them. If you don't like them, I can't really think of a track that's going to really change your mind on the album. Again, it's a really solid album. It's just a matter of like whether or not you like the style of it. I would say for me, like overall, I really enjoy the album. Like if I could rate it personally, subjectively, I'd probably be like an 8 out of 10. It's really solid. It doesn't like wow me at any particular track. It's just a really overall solid, uniform experience.
You'll notice this is their 8th studio album, and you'll notice a lot of times with them, with each individual album, they'll find a sound early on and then they'll stick to it. That even goes to their 9th album, which was an acoustic album, which was a very solid album. Then they did an album in 2019, Songs of Armor and Devotion. They do a similar thing where they'll find a sound early on and then they'll stick to it. So they're one of those bands that you may not like all their albums, but you can usually find at least one where you can at least kind of get with the sound a little bit. They're not for everyone, but I do respect them for the fact that they do a very good job sticking to the sound they use in the album. They're very consistent as far as that goes. I don't know, this album I just love so much. I really do. I think this is, in my personal opinion, my favorite album by Strung out.
Yeah, it makes sense considering the lyrical content. I can see how you would appreciate it and learn to love it. Speaking of, I'm going to pair up this fucking segue like Nathan turned up the dance floor while we shift over to your film. Yeah. You saw Ex Machina from 2015.
Sure,
actually sort of the same year, actually, as the album, which is an interesting tidbit. So let's get your thoughts on the film. What did you think?
I'm going to start with this. I was able to get into this movie a lot more than I was the last one. I actually really dug this movie. I enjoyed it. I had a few questions about it throughout, just little plots, but overall I thought it was well shot. I liked the idea of the movie. They do a good job making you feel certain things towards certain characters. Like the fact that I hate Nathan. Fuck Nathan. Overall, I loved it. There was this scene where Ava first shuts down the security systems and locks the door. That one actually had me on the edge of my seat. That was a nerve-wracking scene. It does a great job creating tension. Whoever did the sound design, I don't know who did it. I have to look it up. Whoever did sound design for the movie absolutely crushed it. They did a very good job of almost creating like a pulse to the movie. I thought it was well acted, well shot. I really do like it. This is a movie that I will go back and watch again later, just to see if there's anything I may have missed in it. But I mean, they do a great job making you hate Nathan. And you and I were discussing this after Uncut Gems. If an actor can get you to hate their character, they usually do a pretty good job acting that character. And this is a great example of that.
I think it's what...
What's up?
I was just saying, I think what makes Nathan an interesting character is the fact like he is a dick, absolutely, but like he's also like he makes a lot of really great points. But sorry, as you were saying,
he is kind of a dick though. He's alluded to sexually assault robots. I don't know the logistics of that. I don't really want to know. I don't trust it. But poor Kyoko.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, she gets like revenge in a sense. I'm not gonna go super heavily but she gets revenge in a sense.
She definitely. That was, I think. Do I want to spoil this movie for everyone? I don't know if I do.
No, I mean, no, I would try to be as vague as possible.
Fine. I think she does a better job getting her come up or her revenge than Ava does. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think in the moment, Kyoko does a better job, but it ends a lot better for Ava.
Yeah, I think like Kyoko's is more direct and probably more substantial, but I think like Ava's is much more so kind of. It's less like in your face, but I'd argue way more cruel what she does. Definitely kind of puts your character. I think also I just want to point out Glenn Fremantle is the supervising sound designer and editor for Ex Machina.
Oh, he crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. Phenomenal job, Glenn. Did a wonderful job. I like it. I'm a fan of it. I think one of my favorite moments in the movie was probably when Caleb starts getting a little paranoid and then goes into his room and cuts his arm open.
Yeah,
I think that was a great scene to include, and from what I've read, it's caused a lot of fan theories that Caleb himself was actually an android too. But I don't know if they've ever actually commented on that theory. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like
What do you think of that theory?
That he's a robot. It would be interesting. I guess kind of like I don't know, because the thing is, like, if he was a robot, I feel like Ava would have let him go, or told him at some point, hey, you are a robot. Because it's like, why have as logical as her brain or thought process is, why have a 2v2 fight when you can have a 3v1 fight? You know what I mean?
I know. I got you.
So, like, I feel like, considering she locked him up and she let him die, I feel like it's either a really harsh wake up call, like, hey, you are not a person, or he's just, in which case it's like, that's his wake up call, like, why not like allow him to kill Nathan, let him help kill Nathan, so like you have a numbers advantage, and then try to show him. I don't know. I would say though, if that scene with Nathan trying to prove his humanity is a cool callback to Poltergeist, with the scene where the guy's peeling his face off. Overall, like, I really, I thought I agree up to that. Everyone's performance was great. Oscar Isaac was really good as Nathan. Alicia Vikander was incredible as Ava. She was, in my opinion, probably the best performance in the film. But it's like, just like Nathan, I think, like, I don't know if, like, Nathan is as bad as, like, maybe because the thing is, like, I think the most of his negative connotations hinges on the idea of, the fact that, like, are the robots alive, or are they just machines, or, like, I guess they are technically alive and they're conscious beings and everything, but I feel like Nathan doesn't really he believes in his own abilities, but I'm even sure he's kind of skeptical of the idea of it until the very end when they actually rebel against him, is where he goes, oh shit, they're actually like, because he tries to like tell Ava to go back into her room, which makes me think he thinks there's still a level of control he has over her. It's not until, near the end where he really starts to think, oh shit, no, these are like actual sapient and sentient beings. It's definitely is a movie that makes you think. The poor Caleb though, because he got such a he kind of deserved it for being an idiot, but at the same time, I don't know if he deserved the punishment that harsh. I'm pretty sure, Russ, have you seen The Godfather? I know you've seen Star Wars and Jaws.
You're gonna get real mad at me, Gus. I've only seen the second Godfather. I haven't seen 1 or 3.
Okay. Actually, now I'm kind of baffled more than anything. How have you seen the second one but not the first one?
It was on TV.
Did you like the second one?
It was good. I liked it. I haven't seen the first or third one though, and I don't know when I'm gonna see those.
I mean, the third one's kind of whatever. I mean, it's okay, but the first one's like a classic.
I need to watch the first one. I need to watch Pulp Fiction. I got a lot of things I have to watch.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, yes, I have the first two.
Yeah, I mean, the one film I will say that I always Well, not this. I'll say like the one film that always surprised me that someone hasn't watched is probably Back to the Future, just because it's such an iconic film and it's so often parodied and always on TV. However, I would say the one film I'm surprised that another film was like The Princess Bride, because I feel like that's just a classic. That's like the penultimate classic.
That's a staple in all public schools, Gus.
It is.
I probably personally watched it. I'd say probably at least 7 times in high school. Just in class. I don't know if your number compares to mine or not.
No, I think I only watched it. I think I only watched like the one time in class. But I'm not complaining. It's a great movie. But like, yeah. But let's go back to the actual film we're supposed to discuss. I would say like the main thing with the ending is, is like with how Ava ends up. I don't know how long term is going to work for her is the thing, because to me, like, she seems to be very easily damaged, and in terms of where she ends up, I don't see a way for her, like, unless she can self-repair. I don't think she can. In which case, how is she going to?
She can because during the fight scene, she gets her hand cut off.
Oh, she reattaches it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a matter of like, I guess, how long the parts last, because that's like the main difference between computers and humans is the fact that humans, it's a lot easier to maintain a human person than it is a computer person. Computers are simply like widgets, and like her, her software is like it's like the it's not even circuitry, it's like that that gel foam thing. So it's like
because it needs to be able to like move and mold kind of like the thoughts and actions she's going through.
Yeah, so it's like, how are you even gonna maintain that shit? Like, how is she going to last?
And then no one else knows the materials that were used on her. Only she knows that, and Nathan knows that, and we all know what happened to Nathan. If you watch the movie, at least.
I think based off that sense, they can imagine.
See, I'm covering my tracks, Gus. They don't know what happened to Nathan.
It's yeah, I guess that's fair. It's like because like the thing is like it's emphasized that Nathan is basically like a Bill Gates, like Elon Musk kind of like like once in a lifetime kind of super genius. So I feel like, and the thing is like he may have not taught Ava how to do it. Like Ava may have a limit to her intelligence. Also, considering like maybe he didn't really write it down anywhere, maybe he didn't really say like what exactly went into making her. Only really he knows. So that way, it's like at this point, it's just kind of speculation. But if he didn't write it down, if he didn't really put the information where she could get it, she's basically like she's a dead girl walking, or a malfunctioning girl walking. Oh
yeah. And then I don't really know what her long game is. I don't know what she was. I know what I think I know what she was trying to achieve, but again, I don't know what her long game is as far as once she's like out in the world, what she's gonna do, what her actual goal is.
That's also another interesting question. Is like, also like, as you point out with because again, I can't remember if we recorded this or not. This was before we started, but when you were discussing the fact that, she kind of failed the test early on when he asked her how old she was, and she said, 1. It could be interpreted a few different ways. It could, but like one is if she did fail the test, and all of this was just a super, super duper elaborate virtual intelligence, then once she gets out, it's kind of like Flowers for Algernon, maybe, like where you come in and she knows her game and she's super good, and she gets out, the game is no longer there. It's like she doesn't really have anything else. That's kind of like her base coding. And so now it's like, I don't know, maybe she's not this super duper intelligent, or maybe she's just a really advanced computer, not a true AI. There's like little kinks here and there that you can kind of tell she's not 100 outside the physical appearance. She's not 100% human.
I think the creepiest scene in the entire movie, this just came back to me, was that entire scene where she was asking Caleb if he was attracted to her.
I've never seen a film more accurately kind of display me actually flirting with people, but that's a pretty clear interpretation. outside of that, it's sad because it's true. No, but it's really weird. And also, it's kind of interesting is like the scene right after where she's like undressing, and it's like super sensual and like really romantically lit and everything, but it's like she's a fucking robot.
Got those little glass rib things happening. I know, not a fan.
Yeah, that was a really cool VFX. That was like his whole body. Like, there's not like a scene in there where I'm like, that's like 100% CGI. Like, there's like scenes where I'm like, that's like real. Like, she's wearing like a costume or something, because that's insane. But no, it's so overall, I mean, I think we're in mutual agreement. We both really dug the film.
Overall, I think I'd give the film like I think it'd be like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. I really like this film. This is definitely one I'm gonna go back and watch. This is definitely one I recommend all of y'all watch. My biggest takeaway from the movie is I'm scared of AI. That's probably it.
I am terrified of Alicia Vikander in grandma dresses to this day.
To this day? Okay.
Yeah. No, like it's kind of funny. Which is like, are you attracted to me? It's like, no, because you dress like my fucking grandmother. I mean, that dress was horrible. That haircut was terrible. I mean, that's just a terrible outfit. Just doesn't work. All right, are you ready to kind of go towards the questions?
I have my questions in front of me. Do you want me to ask first, like the last 2 times?
Yeah, go 3 for 3, buddy.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. First question. For every bullet you have, what do you also have?
Escape.
You're on the right path. You're on the very close path. I'm gonna give you one chance to change your answer, and after that. But you're on the right path. That's your hint. You're on the you have the right mindset.
Freedom? I don't know.
No. Over 1. For every bullet you have, you also have to have a plan, which is just it's good. If you have a bullet, you need to have a plan. I mean, not wrong.
How to best fire that bullet. Russ.
Exactly. Wait, what? All right.
I have at least 8 different bullets specifically designed just for you, buddy.
All right. Which bullet should I pick? There's 8 of them.
You can have all of them, man.
Thank you. I've never gotten all of anything.
Old dick.
I was gonna say all my parents love, but I don't have that, so.
You don't have love anyway. I don't know where the closing get you just your parents.
I don't know. Eli came to me for food one time. That's gonna be something.
That's not love, brother. That's just self-preservation.
Aw. Well, regardless, you're 0 for 1. So back to your failures, not mine. The next question. Complete the simile. Rats in the walls are like what?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, look at you. You are 1 for 2. That's right.
All right.
Look at you listening to the first song of the album. Okay, here's one from the song. I want to say this is Animal in the Machine. What are gutter angels doing when you couldn't sleep?
They're playing music.
I'll give you one more shot at this. What are they playing?
Instrument. Like, you mean the song or like?
What instrument are they playing?
Guitar.
All right, there you go. You got it.
Okay, cool.
All right, let me just update your standings real quick. You are 2 for 3 so far.
All right.
In the song "Rebellion of the Snakes," what's the only weapon you have? It's gonna be a hard question because it's not what I asked earlier.
Science?
I will give you one more shot at this.
Rebellion? I don't know.
The only weapon you have is your song.
Oh, that's fucking. No, it's not.
It's very cliche.
Yeah, I'll play the song. Yeah, next time a school shooter comes in, I just play the song. That's my shield.
Hey, this is March was the first month we didn't have a school shooting since 2002. Everyone, round of applause for that. Finally, we got one.
We got
one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. All it took was every school to shut down.
Exactly. Man, we are a dumpster fire. All right, final question. You're 2 for 4. Let's see if you can go 3 for 5 and give yourself a fighting chance in the food challenge. Ready?
Okay.
You can go 10 high or 10 low. Okay, that's the range you get. So you get an overall range of 20.
Okay.
Where did this album play? Where this is Strung Out's highest placing album on the Billboard Top 200. Only two of their, I think it's only 2 of their albums have cracked the top 200. Where did this album? You didn't even let me finish the question, Gus, but you got right.
No, I looked it up beforehand because I knew you were gonna ask that.
Oh, look at you learning my patterns. Proud of you. All right, you went 3 for 5. I have to get 4 or better to win. So, you have your questions ready?
Yep.
All right, ask away.
Okay, who directed the film?
His first name was Alex.
Yes, so that's a common name, so I'm not gonna give that to you.
I know it is. Gus.
Yeah, get the last name.
Starts with was it Alex Garland?
It's very close. You're not quite there. Try one more time.
Alex Garland.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so what is the name of Nathan's maid?
Kyoko.
Yep.
Yes.
What is the name of the company that Caleb works for?
I don't know.
Okay, it's Blue Book. That's a search engine.
Oh, is that a play off of a? I don't know what that be. What that be a play off of?
It's basically Google. Blue Book, I think, is it's like a computer term or programmer term. I'm not sure what it refers to, but it's basically supposed to be like Google or Bing or something.
Yeah.
So, what is the true purpose of Caleb's conversations with Ava?
And later in the film, Nathan says that the true purpose of the conversations was to see if Ava could manipulate Caleb into helping her escape. That would prove that she was truly intelligent, being able to trick Caleb.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. All right, I'm 4 for 5. No, I'm not 3 for 4. Wait, what am I? I'm 3 for 4. Okay.
You're 3 for 4. Okay. So how did Nathan get Ava to develop and understand facial expressions?
Didn't Nathan hack into the I guess the phone companies and use the cameras to help Ava learn face recognition?
Yes, that's correct. He hacked into the little cell phones.
Hey Gus.
Yeah.
I'm winning.
All right, are we doing all or nothing?
Wait, I still have one more question left.
No, that's 5.
No, I went 4. Oh, wait. Shut up.
You went 4 for 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we just learned that Russ learned to count to 5 today. This is a huge accomplishment for him.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
I wish I should applaud that.
Clap, Gus.
Clap in Shakespeare.
Gus. This is a family show, Gus.
This is a Christian program.
It is.
All right. So, you want to do the bonus? All right, so I'll do the bonus.
That's up. Well, the bonus is up to you, Gus, because you're the one that lost.
I will do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
You can go a minute high or a minute low. What's the runtime of this album?
44 minutes and 37 seconds.
You know what, Gus? You're right. It's 43 minutes, 47 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, what's my all or nothing question?
Okay. So, what is the name of the thought experiment that Caleb discusses with Ava? It's in the.
Isn't it the Turing test?
No. This is the one where he discusses the idea of like colors and stuff like that. What's the name of the thought experiment?
You're a bitch, Gus.
I know, right?
Okay, it involves colors.
Sure. So he says, I have a thought experiment that we did in my, I did semester like artificial intelligence in college or artificial learning or something like that in college. And my professor had a thought experiment called blank. What is the name of that thought experiment?
I hate you.
Alternatively, you can tell me what the idea of the experiment is supposed to mean.
It wasn't like the black and white test because it was an AI that was in a black and white room all the time, and then once they saw color, it was the difference between a computer and a human.
In what way?
In that the computer can only see black and white. It was locked into, I guess, it's supposed to, I guess, metaphorically represent like it's black and white. It's figures. It can only recognize certain patterns. It only has one certain way of thinking. But then when it's in the outside and it sees all the colors, all the new possibilities are opened up, and it has different ways to process things, I guess.
That's kind of what I was going for. I just saw that slide. The idea basically is it understands what color is, and it can see every wavelength of color and everything like that. But you just kind of leave it in a black and white room for like its entire life, and then one day you open the door and let her like see the sky, the blue sky, and the blue ocean, and the green forest. And it's sort of the idea of a computer. Like, it's the difference between knowing what something is and then knowing what it feels like what it feels like to see color.
All right, I'll let you be the judge of this. Did I get close enough to where we've earned a second round overtime?
I mean, you didn't get the exact question I wanted, but you kind of got, sure. Yeah, in the spirit of competition, I'll give it to you.
Okay. All right. Ready for your second overtime question?
Sure.
What label does Strung Out belong to, especially on this album? What label produced this album?
It was their own. They didn't have a label. They independently released it.
Not true. It was Fat Wreck Records.
Okay, well.
All right. Better ask me a good question, Gus. You better hope I get this next one wrong.
All right. Okay. How old was Nathan when he first developed the baseline code for Blue Book?
Gus, have I told you to ask really good questions?
I can stand to hear it once or twice more.
I'm gonna go with I don't know the answer. I don't even have I don't have a baseline to go off of. I'm gonna go. He was 17.
Ooh, no. He was 13.
Okay, all right. I was on the right path.
Yeah. All right. So actually, next question.
All right, we're down to a third round, and goodness, let's see. Okay, all right. Here's my was this third round question?
Yep.
What's the longest song on the album?
Black Mass.
No, that's you. Well, you were terrifyingly close though. Actually, you may be correct. I have to check something. I have to see if there's one song longer, but I don't know if that was a like a bonus track or not. Because I don't count bonus tracks in this.
No, I was wrong.
It's on it?
West Coast.
Trendkill.
Trendkill's the longest one by 15 seconds.
Yep. All right then. All right. So, ask me your third question, Gus.
Okay. Shit. Okay. What? All right. What 2 nominations did the film receive at the 88th Academy Awards?
I remember it won Best Original Screenplay, didn't it? Or was it nominated?
No. Did it?
I don't know. Check me on that one real quick.
No, you give me the second, or you give me, another one.
And then I'm sure it got nominated for Best Effects.
Okay, so your final answer is best.
I'm gonna go Screenplay and Effects.
You'd be correct.
Yay! Woo! Wait,
Alright.
does that mean I'll win?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you won. I did this food challenge.
Go fuck yourself.
Sounds like you're fucking yourself with all those slapping sounds, Russ. I want you to know that right now. So, okay. Congratulations. You have won for the first time.
Only took me 3 episodes, or this is our 3rd episode, so I'm 1 and 2 so far.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, better than the Vikings probably are going to be starting off this year. So whatever.
I mean, without Stephon Diggs, probably, and our entire defense.
Yeah. You guys got fucking
Our entire defense is just gone now.
Yeah. No, your inventory got just shellacked.
All right. Well, to be honest, I wasn't very prepared to win. I don't know what to do with my newfound success and fame. Will it go straight to my head?
Like you do everything else?
All right, now calm down. Calm down now.
Calm down.
Calm down now. I don't know where I got that from, but I love doing it, as you've noticed.
I think I know who.
Who?
I'm not gonna say names over the podcast, Russ. I'm not a fucking snitch.
Oh, is it a real person?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who it is. I think I know who it is. I think. Let's dox him. Just kidding. But I wasn't. Yeah, you're right. I saw what you just sent me. You're right.
Yep. Okay, so
he needs to shave his mustache. What he needs to do.
That gross ass beard.
No, he has like a walrus mustache now, and it's terrifying.
Oh my god, you have to send me a picture of that. That is hilarious. That sounds hilarious.
I mean, he has like a goatee, but the mustache is like significantly thicker than anything else, and it's very unnerving to look at. You have
a sworn duty to convince him to shave everything except the mustache and like cosplays like Yosemite Sam or something like that.
But I'm gonna be like, hey, if I give you my next 2 checks, will you please do which Mythbuster is it with a walrus mustache?
Jamie?
Will you please pull a Jamie if I give you my next 2 checks?
He has the voice for it too, also.
He does. He's not a bitter old grumpy man, but we can change that.
Not physically, but spiritually. I mean,
spiritually, yes, he is. Oh my goodness, he's been real grumpy.
The personification of Grumpy Cat, if you will.
I hope he figures out we're talking about him. I really hope so.
Yeah, no, it's but we're gonna work on that. That's a summer project.
We have to make it happen. I will not be content if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. All right. So just to kind of wrap the show up, I think this was a spooky sci-fi themed episode. With I mean, the album is primarily metal. I would argue it does have some sci-fi in it, especially with the dictator opening speech. It's a nice touch, and the concept cover and like the name, Ex Machina, straight up sci-fi. So it's just a nice. We're keeping that theme rolling. We're keeping that gravy chain going.
Also, just before we also go, I wanted to shout out our channel artist, Megan Crawford. She's doing a phenomenal job. Absolutely crushing it. She's gonna start working. She wants to start working on some animations for her channel. We're more than welcome to that, and please go check her out on Instagram at Megan Pasu. I'll put a link in the description. Check her out. She's wonderful.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show. She's a great gal, and she's a very talented artist.
And is there anything you want to shout out, Gus?
I have I do have an adoption plan going. We have a Russian orphan. He is roughly drinking age. He is very emotionally compromised. You can probably just spin his face and kick him. He'll still love you. He's like a puppy. But you don't have to feed him as much. You don't really have to love him as much. You don't really have to bathe or clothe him. He's not really deserving of it. And no one will care if you take him. We're not really asking for payment. In fact, we'll pay you to take him. So feel free to notify the show if you're interested.
My only question is, Can I get paid to take myself at that point, or
No, because you would just take the money and come back.
that was
If
my
you want to
yeah,
take the
that was-
money,
that was kind
if you want to take the money and run, that's fine because I still won't see you. But if you're going to hang around, then no.
Well, on that note, this has been the Gus and Rus show. I'm a very sad Russ.
And I'm very happy, Gus, especially if someone actually
And,
calls me. Please do. I'll take any offer. We
And,
should change school.
One last thing, go check us out on Instagram at the Gus and Rus show. Man, you really couldn't have been more hurtful, could you?
No, I can be more hurtful if I wanted to.
You know what, Gus? We're gonna just do an episode one day of you just horribly insulting me for 40 minutes and just see how well that goes.
You mean, we're going to start a vlog channel? That sounds so nice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So, in all seriousness, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, feel free to check out our others. Feel free to check out our artist, Megan Crawford. And also, please stay safe in these trying times. We would hate to lose you guys to disease, famine, war, or any of the other signs of the apocalypse. Please don't die. That's my best advice.
Please.